So I just kind of put the pieces together today that my wife has been cheating on me for about 3 or 4 months. Well, I don't know for certain, but like 99% sure. The other problem is we just started a family vacation with our kids out of state. I'm torn. What to do? Should I confront now or just buck up and wait until the trip is over? 7 more days to go, and I put a lot of effort into booking this trip. I live in a non-fault divorce zone, if that makes any difference to your advice. Edit, thanks for the advice, so I'm going to try to keep it together for the vacation. Try to gather concrete evidence and start contacting a lawyer. I can see her texting him while we are doing family stuff and I just want to grab her phone and throw it off a cliff. The big problem is that I didn't sleep more than half an hour and I don't see how I can keep it going. 6 more days. Edit 2, got proof on the phone. Thanks all. I really appreciate the help and guidance through a difficult time. It is amazing what a bunch of anonymous strangers can do. Here's that advice you were looking for. Gringo Mommy starts us off. I'd say keep it yourself for now. No need to ruin the vacation for your kids. That being said, you should get the ball rolling on getting a divorce lawyer or perhaps a private eye that can get some evidence of suspicious activity that has you inclined to believe she's cheating on you. The deleted user says wouldn't do it on the vacation purely because of the kids. Definitely should confront the moment you get back. Sorry to hear, man. I can't imagine what you're going through. Stay strong. Georgia girl in the PNW says cheating won't affect anything in a no-fault state. You can have it documented on the paperwork. My ex cheated. Also continue with the vacation, but use this time to book in consultation with a lawyer and start collecting financial documents, pay stubs, bank statements, financial records, etc. New arrival 9860 says get a meeting with a lawyer. Let her know that in absence of proof, you are proceeding down a path of filing for divorce. Total verifiable. No contact should be a boundary. And she lost her privacy right when she decided to cheat on you and repeatedly lie to you. Make sure the lawyer knows or if partner is a drug addict. You need to protect your kids. She is almost certainly claiming she is staying with family and friends so she can communicate with her very partner in peace. And as you said, most likely continuing to meet him. She should be able to tell you where she is staying, but she won't as she doesn't want you finding her with him. Don't keep her secrets, but you can count on what her family friend will do. This friend may, in fact, know about the affair already and be facilitating it. You also can't discount the possibility that this is a continuation of things that happened when he was her student and that this is a long-term infidelity. First of all, I'm sorry, Pop. A vacation is supposed to be a time to relax and kick back. You're going to need a vacation from your vacation. I think you're receiving some solid advice on waiting before you say anything. Collect the evidence, gather yourself together, and let your kids enjoy the vacation. It just sucks that you weren't able to. Need advice? Wife 41 female won't stop talking to affair partner. Although I 14 male asked her to stop. I found out the truth a couple of days into a family vacation with wayward wife and 2 kids. I posted privacy and relationship advice about this. I kept things hush until we got back and had a confrontation with wayward wife after the kids were asleep. During the confrontation, she refused to admit she did anything wrong, even though I was insistent that I knew something was going on. I somehow thought she would admit it, but she would not. I told her that I read her text and told her what I saw. Only then did she admit that she was having an affair, but she downplayed it by saying if her partner was a drug addict. He was young, 25 male and a former student of hers. She's a high school teacher. They shared an emotional connection because he lost a friend and she lost her mother a couple of years ago and admitted that it went too far and it got physical and she was ashamed. It seemed like she was genuinely sorry for what she did. So, yes, full emotional affair and then physical affair. I said that I wanted her to cut it off if we have any chance of reconciliation. She did nothing that night as it was late and slept in a different room the next day. I told her again that she has to cut it off and I want to witness it. She sent him a text message that was really short and said, in the interest of my family, we need to stop seeing each other. There was no response at that time. Pretty weak breakup, in my opinion. She went to spend the night in an empty family friend's place, as I said, and needed space. No contact with a partner that evening. Well, at least by phone or text. Barth. Next day I asked if their partner wrote back. She said no. he didn't write back and that he won't. I told her that I don't believe that he didn't write back and that I want proof they're over. She says she doesn't want to phone him because it is already over. She refuses to let me see her phone, though, as that is obviously an invasion of her privacy. The next day she sends me a text saying she got a response from a fair partner with a snapshot of the text history. It was such a polite response. Okay. Best of luck to you and your family. I'm certain this was a fabrication. I mean, who owns a passionate relationship like that? I was really hoping that reconciliation would be an option after her initial confrontation. But this looks like a full-on affair fog to me. I can't believe anything she tells me. I told her I don't buy that. They can end it like that, so abrupt and polite. After the connection they had, she insists there is nothing else you can show me. I guess she is deleting her texts now. So perhaps that is true. She wants to spend the night at the family friend's place again as she feels suffocated staying in the house. I'm certain they will meet looking for some advice or maybe reassurance on what I should do. I'm trying to arrange a meeting with a lawyer to just let her do her thing and proceed with planning for divorce. Try to bust her in the act. Gather more evidence so I get the family friend involved. Not sure if I can even trust them as close to her family. I think the fact that she's deleting her messages and saying that she feels suffocated staying in the house is a red flag. I think I would continue planning for the divorce. I'd remain cautious. Update: my D-Day was just over a month ago and I had my initial confrontation with wayward wife in the middle of July. My wife of 17 years then showed me a fake breakup text exchange with her 25-year-old affair partner and continued to talk with him. I knew it was true because I had the phone records as people here suggested. I didn't want to disclose that fact just in case. For some reason she saw the thread. So I continued to monitor and she kept talking to a fair partner quite a lot over the next 2 weeks, all while pretending to be working on reconciliation. And meanwhile I had some time to contemplate what the heck I should do with my life. I was honest and said I didn't know if I wanted to reconcile or separate, but I was definitely leaning on the separate side. We've been sleeping in different rooms and staying in the same house with our kids. I've been trying to gray rock, but she really loves cornering me and trying to get me to talk. She was not doing a very good job at reconciliation. I sent her links recommended here about how cheaters can help heal the relationship. But she said it doesn't really apply as the people it talks about did worse things than she did, and I found it way too one-sided. She continued to victim blame and kept telling so many lies. I told her I didn't believe the breakup, but she insisted it was over and didn't know how to prove it. I wonder why. I, meanwhile, started meeting a lawyer and individual counseling. So about a week ago, it was our wedding anniversary, and I was thinking that it would be a good symbolic gesture for confrontation number 2. She got me a card and left it by my bed in the morning, but I refused to touch it. I didn't want to read any lies. I didn't get anything because here's the deck is there to celebrate. Later in the day, I just told her I made up my mind and I wanted to separate. I said, I know you've been talking with a fair partner. She said, no way, it's over, and he's blocked. I said, did you know that I can see a record of every phone call and text message received and sent on your phone? I know for a fact that you are talking and texting to him for hours every day, including today on our anniversary. How am I to trust anything you ever say again? So she admitted it. Yes, I have been talking, but it's not what you think. It's platonic. His aunt committed suicide. He needed someone to talk to about it. I said you're still lying. This is why I want to separate. The trust is gone. I don't care anymore if you continue to contact him afterwards. She was very shaken up. It has since been a week of pretty constant crying and self-pity. She's ashamed and embarrassed for what she has done and has kind of hit rock bottom. I think she finally realized the relationship with the affair partner and feelings she had were superficial and is now seeing the destruction and mess that it has caused. She could end up losing her home, losing half her time with the kids. This one hurts her especially hard, and that if the truth comes out that she will be labeled as cheater and family destroyer and lose many of her friends. And then she could face problems with her job if the truth of fair partner comes out. She's not been telling her friends and family the truth. Probably not even her therapist. She's also been telling me she has suicidal thoughts. I'm really not sure if this is true or if she is trying to manipulate me and to try and comfort her. For some reason, I think it is the latter. I've been trying to get her family involved to help. It seems like the last week has been all about her, and I have to remind her that I too have been going through hell. She seems to think that what she's going through is worse because she now accepts that this was her fault. I'm pretty certain she finally stopped talking to a fair partner. She has said some pretty authentic sounding admissions of how she fell into the affair and was addicted to the tension and only now realizes how stupid she was. She said she didn't even think about the effect on me, that she was living two separate lives and was under the illusion that they would just stay disconnected and that it would eventually end. And I would never know. I still don't know exactly how to process that. There are still a lot of details that she has refused to clear up. I don't know how long the affair lasted. I'm pretty sure it started around February. And she says 1 or 2 months. She refuses to admit they had sex. I got STI tested just in case. I really don't like that. I can't get truth unless she is confronted with irrefutable evidence. This the fake breakup texts, the months of lying, the gaslighting of marriage counseling during the affair, and lack of remorse all point me to separation as the only option. Her phone is still locked. My end goal, though, is to be able to have an amicable separation with joint custody and keep the door slightly ajar for possible reconciliation down the road. You probably wonder why, but this whole episode is very out of character for her. I very much believe that she was suffering from depression and that she was partially taken advantage of. I want to give her the chance to fix herself, but she needs to do it on her own. And I need space and time to see if I can ever forgive her. The problems are we still live together and I do care about her and definitely want her to get help and not kill herself. I think a lot of her problem is fear of unknown and ripping apart our codependency, which has kept our home so stable until now. A part of me fears this as well. Should I just check her into a mental institution, or should I be offering more support? Have other wayward partners acted in a similar way when their affair fog is lifted and put all the attention on themselves? I'm guessing so, because narcissists be narcissists. Anyone have experience with nesting arrangements where spouses take turns in the matrimonial home? That's the end of my rant. Thanks for reading.